So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the final contest of the day, and it is at the MFA turf between two highly talented teams, two high potential teams. St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School going against Shillong Vidyalaya, and it's on the screen on the right. You can see St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School will be attacking from the right to the left on your screen, when it's gonna be Shillong Vidyalaya who are going to take the charge from the left to the right. And while we wait, it's time for St. Anthony's to kick-start proceedings. And straight away to the defense, rolling the ball as comfortably as it can come, stitching an important pass early. It has so far been a pretty busy day for goalkeepers. We have already witnessed a total of 13 goals scored so far in the first two games. The first one being a thrilling draw of 1-all between OM Roy Memorial School and Sacred Heart Senior Secondary School. The second one is where Shillong College Higher Secondary Education laid waste to Unitarian Higher Secondary School by 7 goals to 1. It's actually 14 goals that has been scored and not 13, so apologies for this. Now, it will be an interesting question to see that how many goals does this game have. Like, it has so far been a pretty high scoring day, and it is expected and it is hoped that maybe we are in for another goal fest from these two sides. Like, they have so far done a decent job in the tournament, and they would be hoping to replicate their preceding form so that they can get some further leeway in terms of the league stages. The long ball sent forward, and an effort by St. Anthony's to break. They're on the chase, but it doesn't seem like they'll be able to claim the ball for themselves because the goalkeeper of Shillong Vidyalaya is equal to the task. And now they send the ball forward. The defense hasn't taken care of it completely. It's still there at St. Anthony's. It's a fine run. They finally stitch the ball together, place the ball towards the central channel. Despite all the pursuit, it seems that they are keeping their calm and composure. That's indeed a sight for the sore eyes. But eventually the ball rolls out for a throw-in in favor of Shillong Vidyalaya. We have just started. It's the final contest of the day that's brewing at the moment. And we have seen two high-scoring games promising us so much action, so much thrill and intensity. And now the expectations are pretty much blowing through the roof. Now Shillong Vidyalaya coming from the right. They have sent a ball. Can he count? He won't be able to. It will eventually go out as a goal kick in favor of St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. They do not want to hurry at the moment. They want to take things slow. They want to ensure that the shape is being kept intact in the rear guard. Formation is in place. And a nice ball sent forward there. Well collected by St. Anthony's. There's a bit too much of a push and shove. And the referee blowing the whistle, ensuring that it's a free kick in favor of Shillong Vidyalaya. Men in green from the left to right are Shillong Vidyalaya, and so far they've had a tournament to cherish. They will like to add further sheen to their campaign at the moment. But right now, St. Anthony's, who's also had a pretty decent tournament, are looking for a way forward with hope that maybe they can find some space. They can find the move to score. The goalkeeper did come out and would eventually control the ball because the flag's already gone off, signaling an offside. So, no harm done. A decent first 5 minutes with both the sides, keeping the ball on the ground, not resorting to the aerial route much. showing faith upon themselves on their ability to probably play the ball, the much aggressive brand of passing football. St. Anthony's has a chance. They're still looking for some turn and twist. They don't get that shooting space, and eventually it will go to the wings, where St. Anthony's has managed to keep the ball in their control and eventually claimed away by Shillong Vidyalaya. A fine opportunity falling their way, but it took a bit of time to execute that shot and wasting an opportunity there. But St. Anthony's has another chance, and the referee says, "Get back on your feet," because it wasn't a foul. Now Shillong Vidyalaya on the move, but an effort to pass it to the player behind wasn't worth it. Sends another ball quickly behind. Can he control that? He won't be able to. And now a chance for St. Anthony's to put a few men up for. They found the man on the far left, and the flag has eventually gone up. He seemed offside because he was pretty oblique to the last man who's playing. So whenever you are in an oblique motion to the player who's standing as the last man of your opposition, it's a very easy call for the side for the linesman. What gets tricky is if you time your run, but when you're already standing, when you're stationed in that place, it's pretty easy. Long haul clearance there. The ball's still not gone out of possession. It eventually does, and it's fallen in favor of St. Anthony's. St. Anthony's looking for some support there. Plays a nice through. Tries to go for a 1-2 touch, but eventually doesn't find much success. St. Anthony's still grappling with the Shillong Vidyalaya defenders in hope of finding the ball midway. But right now, it seems that Shillong Vidyalaya had the upper hand, but a fine turn there from St. Anthony's has allowed them to regain possession of the ball in a very dangerous position. They're still moving forward. They are getting a bit too late in pulling the trigger and sending the passes towards the center. That's kind of allowing Shillong Vidyalaya to nullify whatsoever threat they have faced until now. They'll have to be a bit quicker than they have. It's a free kick given. He was trying to twist and turn his way past. He caught a leg there and will get a free kick from a very dangerous position. He's looking around, quickly assessing the possible options on the horizon. Now chips that in the box, but nobody to latch on to. That'll go out for a throw in. And now Shillong Vidyalaya darts forward, hoping to get some early offensive move, but it doesn't seem like they'll have much luck at the moment. St. Anthony's has shown the intent a bit more than Shillong Vidyalaya has. They've even darted forward, put the numbers up front so that they can create those opportunities, show that urgency that they have in drawing first blood. But Shillong Vidyalaya so far seems happy to sit back and defend, weather the storm that's so far come their way. Another chance this time, the goalkeeper comes out and does a pretty much of an antique move there, ensuring that the ball remains in his control. And a ball from the left. but it eventually rolls out for another throw in now. It sends a quick throw. Shillong Vidyalaya, this has been the farthest that they have come until now, and they've got a free kick from a very menacing position. It's a very perilous position for a free kick to be in. And you never know when these free kicks turn into fruit bearing thunderbolts or even missiles at a times, like whatever you want to put it as. They're converging in the goal mouth, hoping to find something categorical, hoping to get an early number for themselves. Whips that in, but eventually a very emasculated strike, and that rolled out for a goal kick. So a chance there for St. Anthony's to rally their forces back and regroup, maybe twist and turn a bit, just in the way it was attempted a few seconds back. But it seems that they won't savor much success from that. Shillong Vidyalaya has the ball with them. Chance for them to take that shot, unleashes it. But it was a bit off target. But even though it felt as if there wasn't enough venom on that shot, like it was a very half-hearted effort that was bundled towards the goalkeeper. But at the end of the day, it was being dragged wide. So the goalkeeper just a bit too angry with his defender there, just asking him to mark your man properly. Probably just guard him with everything you have. Don't let him slip so easy. Sends a long ball forward. And he won't be able to keep the ball in control. So it's going to be a throw in favor of Shillong Vidyalaya. And they have the scope to move forward. They have the space, scope, numbers, and definitely the intent. The ball's back for Shillong Vidyalaya, but while he took the shot, while he was defending it, it caught his extended arm. So that went out for a free kick. That didn't went out. I mean, that was a free kick given. Now here's a chance for St. Anthony. Creates a cross, looking for some space, takes a shot on the turn, but definitely he wasn't pretty decent. There won't be much to be gleeful about at the moment for both of the sides. There's just 12 minutes on the clock. And it's a far way to go. Shillong Vidyalaya just trying to keep the possession in their control. They've got a pretty decent ball. Sends a cross in. But again, drills it wide. Yes, even Shillong Vidyalaya won't be happy with the current state of affairs, wherein St. Joseph's, or rather, sorry, sincere apologies, St. Anthony's have actually struggled in containing the frequent bursts from Shillong Vidyalaya in the last 5 to 6 minutes. So it has so far been a contest of even 6 minutes. The first 6 minutes was definitely dominated by St. Anthony's, wherein Shillong Vidyalaya has actually come back strongly. They've clawed their way back into the game in the last 6 minutes, and right now they seem to be a lot more dominant side, with the attacks mainly coming from their feet. St. Anthony's definitely has the ball. However, an opportunity, pretty much of an intermittent opportunity that fell along the way of Shillong Vidyalaya. So that won't bother them much, however. because the angle was pretty low. I didn't have much space to shoot from that range either. The game still to flap its wings, as we have known so far, especially given the potential of both the sides. They're pretty evenly matched sides, to be honest. They have the required firepower in their shade, and they can use it whenever they want. But at the moment, it feels as if this is a pretty reticent contest. None of the sides have still found the back of the net, and it'll be a bit bothering for them as well. Things are getting a bit too haywire in the center. We aren't seeing something categorical, of course, but probably, like, it's also because both the teams want to get that first goal going, and they will probably do everything in their ambit to put flesh and bones to the concept of the first goal. A bit of a tumble there for the player without the ball. It was interesting. Most likely he slipped, but now Shillong Vidyalaya comes darting forward. They have some space ahead of them. Decent work. They've gone past the defenders. The ball's still with them. Goes for a long ranger, but it won't go far. It has been well defended by by St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. So things stand. We are still locked at an impasse of 0-0. St. Anthony's just desperately hoping to find a breakthrough. At the moment, it doesn't seem like they will get one. They have the urge, definitely. And there's a foul. It's a free kick from a pretty decent position. Here's a chance. Can they get something rolling their way? Sends a whipping free kick. What a finish that would be! Right into the top left corner. The goalkeeper putting in a full stretch jump. But it seems as if there was a problem. So the ball didn't go into the back of the net. So again, another confusion. Sincere apologies for the same. It actually came from behind. So the score still remains locked at a deadlock here. There was a great opportunity and a finely taken free kick. Didn't get much to celebrate about. They're still trying. There's a desperate attempt there. There's a desperate clawing in the center of the game to actually get to the end of the ball, but it doesn't seem like that they'll probably enjoy much of the possession, because St. Anthony's are on the move. They have some scope ahead to unleash something, but then what eventually came out was a pretty poor effort. Here's a chance. The ball still with Shillong Vidyalaya. Sends a looping cross, tries for a header, but then there were too many defenders already blocking his way. And now St. Joseph's has the chance to go forward. He caught him in the middle of his jump. A bit fortunate there. Now a long ball sent forward again. Straight into the safe arms of goalkeeper. Now St. Anthony's defending with all their guards up. And this is a moment for them to break. They have found a player forward, chance for them to score. And they drilled it wide. It wasn't an easy chance. The goalkeeper darting forward, and most likely uh, he has ended up hurting himself. So he'll definitely like to get back up on his feet. Throw in there for St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. They still have the ball in their favor, but I don't think it would produce something significant for them at the moment. St. Anthony's on the move again, just looking if they can find something significant before both the teams, even though there's 20 minutes remaining, before both the teams roll into that half-time whistle and get themselves some much required break. But for the time being, it doesn't seem like that they will have much to cheer about. Another chance there. A desperate effort. But now Shillong Vidyalaya has the ball. Well, the numbers are overwhelmingly against him, and that's exactly what has happened. He didn't get up much going his way. And now it's time for St. Joseph's. But the flag's gone up, so he won't enjoy much freedom on the ball either. Another short ball, quickly stitched together. Just hoping forward, just hoping that they can manage to find a way forward and probably even put the numbers up. That'll actually help them to get that opener. Both the sides desperately looking for the opener. Today's game has already witnessed a staggering, like today's both the first two games of the day has witnessed a staggering 14 goals. He's clearly offside. He's really a yard offside. So he won't get much uh, advantage in that way. There's a ball for Shillong Vidyalaya. Well defended there. Almost the ball fell at his disposal for sure, but then he couldn't make good use of it. St. Anthony's still has a chance to put the numbers forward, probably try and test Shillong Vidyalaya. Well, they still have the chance, to be honest. This game has still taken time to actually break free. Both the goalkeepers have been kept pretty busy until now. And now here's a chance for St. Anthony's. They're broken free from the back. A golden opportunity to unleash a shot. Takes it and finds the back of the net. It was a long time coming. They kept on firing on all cylinders, and this was the best chance. You got to give plaudits to that run. Well, definitely the goal deserves plaudits for the same. But that run, coming from behind, timing his run to perfection, and eventually that went into the back of the net. We have seen the opener of the day, and we have already seen another attack going towards the other half. So here is the chance. Sends the ball forward straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. So no trouble there. So it's St. Anthony Higher Secondary School who secured an early lead. And they will be desperate to push further forward. Try and get an insurance goal too. And maybe add to the tally of the day. An appeal there. But I don't think there's much in that appeal. So it's going to be a throw in favor of St. Anthony's. No, it's being given away to Shillong Vidyalaya. The St. Anthony's has got the ball back. A bit of a confusion amongst themselves. They sends the ball forward, but eventually cleared away by Shillong Vidyalaya. So no troubles there. Sends a long ball forward. St. Anthony's targeting the man on the far right. Didn't eventually find his coveted destination, but it has been cleared away for a throw in. So, at the end of the day, as things stand, currently, St. Anthony's has a slight lead going their way. And St. Anthony's once again putting the numbers forward, but the flag has already gone up, eventually repealing another move that they could have garnered from the situation. But it's okay for them. They have the lead. The urgency is now on the side of Shillong Vidyalaya. And they'll have to find the back of the net if they are to restore parity. It was a fine chest trap to bring the ball down. It was as good as it gets. Plays a quick pass on the back. St. Anthony's just hoping that they were at the end of this ball, but they weren't eventually. Before the player could have darted forward, the flag went up, signaling a foul. Now here a chance. Sends in a cross, but the cross was pretty masculated and comfortably collected by the goalkeeper. Quickly passes forward. Sends a fine ball in. This can lead to some catastrophe or not, only time will say. But when you're alert, when you have your guards up, when you know what's going to come, you also know that it won't be easy for whatever your opposition throw at you. I mean, for it's going to be easy for your opposition to break free because you're alert and you know how things operate. There was a bit of a hand involved. It felt from distance, and as things stand, the ball still remains a shot there taken and straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And this was an opportunity because he kind of lost footing of the ball for a brief period, but eventually when the player of Shillong Vidyalaya, when he lost his footing, and it was rolled mesh up there in the middle. The ball still remains with Shillong Vidyalaya, and this time it's going to be a free kick in favor of SVSS at a Shillong Vidyalaya. And he goes for the free kick just on top of the goal. So the goalkeeper definitely had the post covered, so that didn't bother him much. There's a chance for St. Anthony Higher Secondary School again, but it goes straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Now, Shillong Vidyalaya just trying to put the ball forward, hoping their attackers to do the job. Now, it's a bit too much of an ask. This is decent defending. He ensured that there wasn't any space that his opposition is going to get. He put a dive forward. Now, this is the intensity, this is the hunger of St. John's and of St. Anthony's. Again, sincere apologies. So St. Anthony's has been a pretty dominant force until now, and they've also managed to get that all-important goal. This is a fine chance. St. Anthony's had to defend this one because the ball started rolling against them and it was dipping menacingly. So, had they not cleared the lines, that could have been some serious trouble for them. Dances and wobbles and shimmies, and that too at a very critical juncture. Goes for the acrobatic. Oh, he couldn't connect. This is a clear giveaway, a herald of the unwavering belief in oneself. I mean, these are heroics that we see at the pro level, but if these youngsters are pulling them off without hesitation, a chance, and what a miss! How did this did not go into the goal? I mean, it has to be a multi-million dollar question. He rattled the woodwork from close range. The goalkeeper was definitely beaten. It was such a nicely taken shot. But then at the end of the day, as the score would stand, it's still locked at an impasse. It's one impasse rather. It's 1-0 in favor of St. Joseph's, or rather St. Anthony's again. St. Anthony's keep on coming forward now. Sends a long ball forward. The goalkeeper had to come out to clear the lines. This is a long ball sent forward, but definitely the flag has gone up and he won't be reaching it. He sends a fine ball there to the center, taking some time and space. Now here's the opportunity to be sent from the right, an opportunity for Shillong Vidyalaya to unleash a shot. But eventually he chips it over to the goalkeeper. Another weak effort, another watery enterprise. Not finding the conclusion, not finding the desired conclusion. Now would start to frustrate the Shillong Vidyalaya attackers. We are in the final 10 minutes of regulation time in the first half. Here's the ball sent to that far right. He takes a good turn, but not timely enough. The ball could remain in control, and it's probably going to roll out for a throw in favor of Shillong Vidyalaya. St. Anthony's, they have the lead. They had a fine finish and even better of an assist, to be honest. But since that goal, both the sides seem to have been napping for a while, and they are still to find their stride in the most grandest of fashion, as it whatever they would have wanted. As we stand here, this has been a game that has actually promised some high potential, even though the goals have been pretty much on the lesser side. Chance for St. Anthony is there. It's fallen back for the men in red. Just when Shillong Vidyalaya thought that they would have the opportunity to break in a much easier fashion, here's a chance for St. Anthony's to move forward while we head to the final 8 minutes of the first half. A cross comes in, a golden opportunity. I couldn't connect. It was also difficult with the defender breathing on his neck. So this is a great chance there, but he couldn't connect, and he eventually ended up fizzling his effort. So he won't be too happy with that. Now another ball this time. Can Shillong Vidyalaya keep it in control? No, they can't. St. Anthony's is the ball with them, and now Shillong Vidyalaya in pursuit. However, they had just conceded possession, and now St. Anthony's on the run. The goalkeeper will comfortably collect it coming out of his line. It's 38 minutes on the clock, and as things stand, St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School, they've taken the lead through a fine finish and an equally brilliant assist. Where on St. Joseph's, they have where on Shillong Vidyalaya, they've struggled until now, and despite all the efforts, they have failed to find the back of the net. They've been a bit profligate as well. They've wasted two golden opportunities that should have been pegged into the back of the net. Now, if we talk about wasted opportunities, we should definitely also be pointing a needle towards St. Anthony's. But as things stand, there isn't any trouble at the moment for both the sides. Just trying to keep the ball in play, and hoping that they will find that much required destination that they are so desperately looking for. That's a back at the net. Another chance fell the way of St. Anthony's, but I guess the flag already went up. So even if he would have managed to conjure the required strength to trouble the goalkeeper from that effort, that would not have been counted. quickly putting in the numbers forward. A quick throw and taken away by Shillong Vidyalaya. And it's going to be a corner now because while he was trying to put that ball back in, it took a sharp deflection and went out. So a corner nonetheless. And this is a golden chance for them to salvage something. The corner's floated in the box. Header comes in, not to much avail, but the referee has blown his whistle. So they won't savor much of supremacy at the other end. It's 1-0 now. We have the final 5 minutes of the first half coming up. A bit of a shove, a bit of a push. The effort to snatch the possession in their favor continues, and while he was trying to control the ball, he actually fell down, and his arm was outside his body. Definitely wasn't his control, so the ball actually got his arm, wherein he could have easily moved it away from the trajectory of it, and eventually ended up conceding a foul. But that's not going to bother them at the end of the day. It's far away from the goal line, and it isn't a booking either, so they can comfortably carry forward. There's a player who's taken a tumble again, and this time it's for St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. We have seen some pretty intense action from both the sides, even though it's just one goal that has been scored, and it came from St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. At the end of the day, it has been a decent exchange from both teams. They pushed forward. They've got the required numbers up front. They've shown the intensity. They've shown the hunger to score, and that's what matters. Because in contests like these, it's about momentum. It's about how hungry you are to put the ball in the back of the net, and that is exactly what will dictate the game in your proceedings. I mean, in your way. This is a chance for St. Anthony's to break free in the final few minutes of the first half. Not much pressure from Shillong Vidyalaya either. Well, I guess they want to go to the half time, they want to rally back, and then they want to come back fighting. So it's going to take some time. Now, Shillong Vidyalaya definitely wants to get if there's something on offer, but the goalkeeper of St. Anthony's eventually charging out of his line and collecting the ball comfortably. There's a chance there. the final few seconds of the contest, or rather of the first half going forward. And again, as things stand, it's still 1-0 in favor of St. Anthony. There was a chance there, a slight opportunity falling along the way of Shillong Vidyalaya, but then they weren't able to use it to the fullest. There's a chance for Shillong Vidyalaya again, but they went ahead misfiring the chance. They had the opportunity to probably equalize just at the stroke of half time. But now, St. Anthony's has a golden opportunity to score. They still have the ball, they have the shooting scope. They passed it, however. Goes for the shot eventually and deflected away. They still takes the shot, rattles the woodwork. Can they get it? And this time, eventually, the goalkeeper collects it. Oh my word. All sorts of drama unfolding, unraveling today at the MFA turf as another exciting contest unfurls ahead of us. There's a player down again. Shillong Vidyalaya has the ball in their control, sends it forward. The attacker comes marauding, but he has almost not one, but the goalkeeper and the defender to break free if he wanted to get something significant. And there's the whistle for the half time. A fine first half eventually comes to an end with both teams scoring a goal apiece. And it was Malam who scored that all important goal for St. Anthony's in the first half. Do not go anywhere. We'll shortly return to you with the second half of the day, or rather the second half of the game. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the second half of this incredible contest. And it's between Shillong Vidyalaya taking on St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. And as you see on the screen, it's a men in green attacking from the right to left. They are the Shillong Vidyalaya who are looking for that equalizer, wherein the men in red from the left to right is this R, the St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School, who found an all-important opener. Now St. Vidyalaya, oh, it's a decent piece of goalkeeping, one must say that. Leaps up, chest traps it, and eventually kicks it out of play. So the battle continues. Sends the ball forward. No trouble now. A bit too bumpy of a start with both the teams. Now here's a start again from St. Anthony's. They're trying to explore that left wing, that right wing now instead of that left. They've been pretty active on the left in the first half, and that is exactly where the goal came from. St. Anthony, they didn't really expect that the ball would roll for him forward, but it eventually did. And now Shillong Vidyalaya has to break free. He has a marker attached onto him in the most dogged possible ways, not allowing him to break free. Here's a long ball sent forward. There's a player on the ground. He needs an attention from the referee. The referee's walking over to him. and eventually a long kick. And now Shillong Vidyalaya starting to ask a few questions, even though not concrete enough to probably trouble the opposition. But definitely they have shown a bit of intent in the second half, unlike the first, and a free kick at a very critical juncture. It'll be good to see that whether they'll be able to utilize it to the fullest, but seems like for the time being, they'll have something to look forward to. A free kick from a pretty dangerous range. Lida to take that free kick in favor of Shillong Vidyalaya. Well, apparently not. Goes for a dummy, but straight down the gully of the goalkeeper, placed right at the center in the goal line. And now it's time again for St. Anthony's to break free. But excellent defending there. Absolutely not willing to give an inch of space. And eventually crowds him over. But there's an opening there for St. Anthony's again. He won't find much space to flip that in. And now it's time for Shillong Vidyalaya to come up with another opportunity. But the goalkeeper was right on spot. This time, what probably could have been a break was not controlled well enough. And the possession given away cheaply there by Shillong Vidyalaya. Just because he couldn't keep the ball in control. Now, despite some positive play in the first half, both the sides have now got into a bit of a shell at the moment. They're still trying to break free from that shell because it's not easy to get the opener early in the game, but you need a bit more of strength and you need a bit more of precision as well to finish. And right now, a long range effort there, but a shot from that long of a range will not trouble the goalkeeper under any circumstances if he's standing his ground. So, well done, well taken there by the Shillong Vidyalaya goalkeeper, by the St. Anthony's goalkeeper. Another throw made by St. Anthony's now. Well, St. Anthony's has been also pretty much reticent in the second half. So, the first 5 minutes of the contest, we haven't seen much action. We haven't seen much unraveling on either front, despite both the teams coming forward. The conviction that is required to probably, like push forward and price out an attack or two, it hasn't been happening. Now, we are witnessing footballing beauty played by the youth of India, coupled with some scenic beauty, as Shillong is playing host to an incredible encounter. We all know that Shillong is one of the most beautiful places in India, and add to that the phenomenal sight of these youngsters, unwavering in their confidence, undeterred by the insurmountable challenges. And a change here happening. Number 4 goes in for St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School, well in. Just hoping to provide that defensive solidity at the moment. The defense hasn't been as strong as they would have wanted. Now, the player who came in, he isn't a proper defender. He's basically a defensive midfielder, but that would do right now. They will need somebody who can hold the ball in the midfield, control it, and then bridge the gap between the midfield and the attack. So, because right now the way the game is going on, it's too scrappy, pretty intermittent too. Just clearing away the balls, wildly going at it without much strategy, without much intent either. It's like in whosoever's half the ball is, they have the intent of clearing the ball to the opposition half, and in the ones When it's falling at the other end, it's vice versa. So no clear intent so far in the first 8 minutes of the second half. It feels as if both the teams are now slowly starting to trail at the moment. I do understand it's 50 minutes of football under such conditions. It's pretty much, or rather, it's pretty difficult to keep the same amount of intensity, and exhaustion does set in. But you also need to remember that this is a pretty high caliber tournament. This is a very high level tournament where these kids have a platform to prove themselves, and they actually can, because we know the kind of job that even Reliance Foundation Youth Sports is doing at the moment. And the referee blows a quick whistle there, so that will be a free kick definitely. No, here was the chance. He wanted to get the ball. Now, it isn't clear, of course, that where did the injury happen, but nevertheless, I believe that whistle was blown to ensure the safety of the player. So, yep, a pretty decent decision from the referee too, just ensuring that no one is harmed in the process. It most likely caught his hand, and the referee instantly spotted it and straight away gave away a free kick. This was the chance. He goes for the free kick from range, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. It did spill for a second, but he was well in control, so no troubles. Shillong Vidyalaya still keeps on knocking on the doors, just hoping that they can, but there was a push. Quite a meaty one, in fact. Forced to deal a hand there. So it's going to be a free kick for St. Anthony's, and they'll take their time. They are in no hurry. They have a lead there. They have a lead to protect. A very slender lead. You never know when can it get off. But with this kind of, if this is the brand of football that Shillong Vidyalaya is going to play, it'll be a lot more difficult for them to break free. It was Jamir who came in a few moments back for St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. And they still keep on. There's a loud appeal there. Most likely that it was a handball, because it evidently looked from here that the ball has bounced up slightly, catching the hand of the player. It's very difficult, like when the ball's bouncing like that, it's not easy to control your movement. So most likely that was why the handball was not given, because it was definitely not intentional and kind of helpless from the player of Shillong Vidyalaya. Now Shillong Vidyalaya wanted to go for a move forward, but again they're putting in the long balls for sure, but they don't have a target man at the moment, and they haven't done a decent job of actually capturing the balls either. A pretty fine acrobatic effort there to clear the lines, but Shillong Vidyalaya right now has the possession in their favor. A bit too much on the ball, but and eventually while he was trying to get up, he ended up handling the ball, so the referee blowing his whistle there, imparting a free kick to Shillong Vidyalaya. Another chance for them to restore parity. They have knocked pretty vehemently on the doors in the first half, especially towards the end. There's another player down, so the referee quickly uh, having a look at the player. I guess it's a cramp, and cramps are pretty normal happening in this, because you keep on running, and these are very normal sights and spectacles. But nevertheless, what matters is the gentry of game that we have so far stayed witness to in this game, and especially today. Like before this game, we have seen a staggering 14 goals scored from 2 games. However, this game so far is still to match the thrill and intensity of the other two contests. But both the teams have been equally brilliant towards each other, not just in defense but also in attack. That's a free kick. It's going to be Tobias with the free kick for Shillong Vidyalaya. Curls it straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. There was a menacing curl happening, but it wasn't well pointed towards the corner. So at the end, it became a very easy take for the goalkeeper. And once again, a bit patchy there. A twist and turns and dazzles and again sends a nice ball forward. A bit of a push there, but again not to much avail. And St. Anthony's can actually break free. Now this is a turn for St. Anthony's. Golden opportunity. Muscles his way past the defenders and couldn't find the back of the net. A brilliant, brilliant opportunity. Well taken shot too, but just couldn't give the required direction to the ball. And it sails out for a goal kick. We almost had our second goal of the day. But again, as things stand, it seems that we'll have to wait. They're trying to find the ball. They'll take a nice little turn there. And there you take a tumble again. Another long throw in there. St. Anthony still trying to find that insurance goal because in a game like this, especially football where it's so unpredictable, the scales can tip at any point in time. So you need to have an additional cushion to bookend or to support your exploits in a match. And like now, they have a slender lead for themselves. But if they can find that second goal, they'll be a lot more convinced. The goalkeeper made a hash of affairs there, but eventually pulls off a double save in a span of just a couple of seconds. And then a decent piece of defending ensures that the ball goes out for a throw in. What a couple of saves there. We'll try and show you the replay. This was the move. Takes that shot, finds it perfectly there, goes for that shot eventually and saved. And again, a second effort. There was a second effort that came in, and the goalkeeper ensured that no harm was done. There's a change happening. It's number 15 who's going to go inside. A quick goal kick taken, a short one rather. And they've just ended up giving away possession, but the goalkeeper will collect it comfortably. They'll have to be careful if these kind of errors need to be averted, because you never know what kind of Pandora's box you end up opening if you keep on conceding this kind of deliveries. Fine pass there to the left, plays it forward, trying to find a way forward, but there are too many players of St. Anthony's that will probably clamp down before Shillong Vidyalaya can actually unleash a shot. And that's exactly what happened. Forcing their way. Here's a long kick that's going to come from St. Anthony's. They would like to clear their lines. They had the best opportunity of the day, or rather of the second half, just a few moments back. But they couldn't take it, not just once, but the ball fell to them almost twice, and they still failed to grab the opportunity with arms wide open. It's a free kick now in favor of Shillong Vidyalaya, and they have something to send forward to in the attacking half. A website ball and chance, but then again they couldn't meet it. They're still looking for that space. Now somehow it feels that Shillong Vidyalaya is probably waiting too much on the ball, and they'll have to pull the trigger. They'll have to try and deploy different avenues of attack, because right now how things stand is that they are pretty much firing. So that's becoming pretty easy at the end of the day. Because in football, you won't always get the way you are used to, or the way there are times when you have to try something different, when you have to force something something out of the box to probably find that opening, and that is exactly what sets you apart from a good team. There are good teams, and then there are fabulous teams. Teams that are great or fabulous, they always have a plan B ready, because in case the initial plan isn't working, they'll have to try and explore different channels, probably deploy new approaches. But right now it feels that uh, St. Anthony had a chance of breaking forward, but they won't get much success with that. And the ball snatched away by St. Anthony again. Now here's a chance for St. Anthony's to build from there again, takes the shot and finds the back of the net. And that Ronaldo SQ celebration comes out. They have been knocking on the doors for a long time. The defense gave them too much of an opportunity, allowed them to go for the shot. There was nothing that the goalkeeper could have done, at least in this case. There's the replay. He intercepts the ball. Too lethargic there from the defense, to be honest. And a fine finish. What could the goalkeeper would have done? He was a mere spectator in this entire proceeding. And yes, it's now a second goal. The insurance goal has arrived. St. Anthony's will now try and build a statement from here. They'll want a third. Like the more you score, the more you want to score. So it's and an opportunity. The goalkeeper comes out. Now, did he end up handling the ball? Oh, he didn't. But then the entire goal was at his disposal, and he just skied his effort. Now, can Shillong Vidyalaya has something going their way at the moment? They haven't been uh, as energetic as they should have, and just a few moments ago, a minute ago, they paid the price for the same. This was a chance there. Right now, this is the goalkeeper once again coming out. A couple of decent saves also being made by the Shillong Vidyalaya goalkeeper. Here's a forward ball that eventually goes out. There is a foul there. He most likely was going for the ball and he went for a slide. Now the question is simple. Was the slide legit? There was the move. This is where you go. He went for the ball and ow! It's a clear move and goal. So the question is whether the referee has brought the card out, of course. So he'll definitely have to adjust at the moment. It's a free kick from a very dangerous position. Here comes the free kick. Sails it. And it was a third goal that happened. So sincere apologies. Most likely there was a technical glitch, which probably didn't catch or capture it. But here's the replay. So we'll just show you the third goal of the day. And St. Anthony's another fine free kick there. And look at this. Picture perfect. Absolutely bedazzling. And it's 3-0 now, and the game's going beyond the reach of Shillong Vidyalaya. No matter how much effort they can put forward from here, it seems like a long way back. Shillong Vidyalaya just hoping to maybe start something from here, at least score a goal. They'll give them the confidence to push forward. They'll help them to actually challenge the norm in place at the moment, the norm of St. Anthony's that pretty much exists and exists on a much more dominant note than you'd expect. It's the Red Army who are putting up a show here, wherein Shillong Vidyalaya are still to find the required pass. It's a red storm crackling at the moment at the MFA turf. For a fine ball there and sends it downtown. And cleared away by Shillong Vidyalaya. It falls back to St. Anthony's, and despite the chase, I guess Shillong Vidyalaya is well under control. Rather, St. Anthony has the ball well under control. Now here's a chance for Shillong Vidyalaya, but The referee has to believe that there was a foul. It was Meben Shai with the third goal of the day for St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. And as good as it gets from the red. And again, St. Anthony's on the move, looking for that fourth, goes for the shot. And he drilled it wide, inches wide rather. Not much that they could have done probably. Now once again. Here comes Shillong Vidyalaya, just stitching together a few important passes. It sends it forward and chase between the goalkeeper and the attacker of St. Anthony's, but he ended up committing a foul there. So the ball has dropped again, and it's the game's restarted now. Shillong Vidyalaya just not probably pressing the feet on the gas because they are down almost by 3 goals now. And now look at the goalkeeper; he's come a long way forward. Chance for St. Anthony's again to break free, and this time from the right. The defender had to commit a foul. There was no other way, and they'll have another free kick. Whips that in, tries to connect, and eventually it was connected, but the ball went up. Fine save there. The goalkeeper charging out, so another corner, of course. And this was the chance there. There's another player who takes a tumble. The referee this time says that continue the game. And he sends a long ball forward, just hoping that maybe they find at least someone to latch on to. But then again, see, this is where the game begins at the midfield. If you have a close look at this game, like continuously hitting those passes in the midfield, almost jamming them into the opposition. It's not that easy. Another change is happening here, and that's for Shillong Vidyalaya. Number 11 coming out, so another attacking option being introduced, probably with the hope that before we get into the final 10 minutes of the regulation time, they can get something. They've actually shown the salvo for sure. They've been pretty brave, but what has eventually missed out from their end is that um, they haven't really clicked full fledged. I mean, their incision that you need to score a goal, that has somehow been missing. Either there's been too much weight on the passes, or it has been scrappy, not exactly a pretty consolidated effort. So yeah, these things like these keep on happening. But what matters is that you keep on with the intent. I mean, you learn from these games because these are your learning blocks. Now a chance here for St. Anthony's, but they have to stop the ball. See, this was the chance there. He stood up, and I most likely the ball caught his hand. So now here's a chance. A desperate tackle being put in. It won't get him any further, of course. Quickly sends a pass. St. Anthony comes knocking again. Another chance. This time the goalkeeper will collect it. The resultant ball being hammered straight into his arms. 80 minutes already, and we have so far a change there, and it'll be number 13. St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. Another attacking option there. So most likely they want a goal. They want another goal probably, or it can even be like they want to just hang in there in the middle and increase the defensive stability of the midfield. So that those many attacks that they have faced, even though they have lacked the precision, I think that needs to be staved. That flow has to be stopped, and that's the entire point of bringing in this attacker. There's a long-ranging effort from Shillong Vidyalaya. Another change there, and that's for St. Anthony's, and it's number 7 coming out. So another attacking option introduced. Now these are fascinating techniques. You probably There's a long ball again sent forward, and the goalkeeper will come out and collect. He has been beaten 3 times, of course, but he's also shown pretty decent stance in goalkeeping. So here's a free kick. Floats in there from the right, a chance. Oh, you almost got at the end of it there. The goalkeeper had to come out and eventually collect it. And they are now trying to play it back in the defensive pass, and they've just conceded possession at a very dangerous juncture again, but then eventually the ball was recovered. So they have the time and the space to go forward. And this time the ball has found the back of the net. It kept on ping balling again, and it was number 13 who just came out while we were saying this was the shot. It was number 7. So two substitutes involved with the ball. Oh, you won't actually find a better finish because he just chipped it over the goalkeeper standing. So it's 4-0 now in favor of St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. And it's almost all over for St. Anthony Higher Secondary School unless they pull off a heroic effort like Salford and probably changes the complexion of the game. This Blair down now. They put up a phenomenal display and eventually held sway throughout the game, ran rings around their counterparts, and now would be happily going forward, or rather going back home with the bragging rights of this game. The referee had a quick look at his watch. We are in the final 5 minutes of the game. Nice little dribble there, just putting the ball through the legs of the player. And now, once again, the Red Army comes crackling down at the gates of Shillong Vidyalaya, but then they won't find. And there comes St. Anthony's again, looking for a number 5. Can they get that? A bit of resistance there from the defense has eventually allowed him to push it far away, and that's eventually a goal kick. They played the ball back. They're not really try to win the ball back, and they eventually do. It's St. Anthony's on the move again. They have the men up front, they have the personnel up front, and it's a free kick. I guess he got his leg from the back. So it's a yellow. We are in the final minute of the regulation time. And St. Anthony still hasn't given up the ball, so they will be coming forward, probably hoping to get a number 5. And right now it doesn't feel like that Shillong Vidyalaya has got the required firepower to stop it. Sends a brilliant ball, a brilliant receive for sure, but just a bit too much on it. The final 17 seconds of the contest coming up, and as things stand, it's 4-0 now in favor of St. Anthony's Higher Secondary School. And St. Anthony's has won the ball back, plays the ball forward, just hoping that the number 7 would take the run. It was an assist from him that got them that all important fourth. And a fine finish from another substitute, number 13. And the referee has blown the whistle, so that should mark the end of the contest. It's Melham, Ronnie, Mebinshai, and Daksh who scored for St. Anthony's, and it's a 4-0 drubbing that Shillong Vidyalaya will have to take along with themselves. That's the end of a fascinating day of football at Shillong, where we had witnessed 18 goals from 3 games, a grand feast for the football fans. Celebrations there for St. Anthony's Junior Secondary School, for Higher Secondary School. Well, and for Shillong Vidyalaya, it's heartbreak and probably a lot of lessons and positives. That's all from today from Shillong. We'll shortly return to you with another series of impressive encounters tomorrow from the same venue. So do join with us, and do not again forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. That's all from us today. Here's us signing off after an exciting day of football.